Welcome everyone to this video. In this video, I am again going to talk about one of the newest announcement which has been made by Snowflake in Summit 2025, which is like the chaining of SQL commands. Okay. Now, if you see this particular slide, kind of deck, wherein we will see some of the key kind of aspects of this chaining of SQL command. And over here it is like with the operator which we see like hyphen and double arrows. So with this operator, what will happen is we can execute multiple SQL commands chained one after the another. Think of it like the output of the first statement will be given as an input to the second, and the kind of second statement's output will be given as an input to the third, and subsequently there will be a chain of the SQL statement which will be executed. And again, right, I mean, this is an interesting announcement which is going to ensure that it simplifies the way in which we are expressing or kind of writing the SQL queries, especially around the pipeline development, right? And over here, we should ensure that whatever SQL construct that we will make, it is obviously having a right kind of flow operator, which is like dash and that double arrow symbol, right? Now let us quickly see in demo how it actually works within the platform, right? And think of it like it is not only called as a chaining of SQL feature, but also it is classified as flow operator within Snowflake, right? So let us take one example. Right now, think of it like today I have a lot of virtual warehouses created. Okay, and I want to understand, being an admin, right, which of the warehouses is having a particular size. Example, let's say if I want to see out of maybe 100 warehouses which has been created, how many warehouses are of size small. So how I can achieve it, and where this chaining of SQL or flow operator can come handy. Okay, so what I will do is I will obviously execute one command which is show warehouses. That will give me all the warehouses irrespective of the size. You see, all these sizes are present, right? Extra small, small, medium, all these sizes are present. But what I want is I want to see only that record which is having the size as small. Okay, now how I can do that is there is a function called as result scan. If I execute this query like this, so what it does is the output of the previous command through this result scan, I can take it as an input, and then obviously I can use whatever where clause I want, right? So that's how it works. Okay, the result scan, and along with it, if I give the query ID, I can obviously get it, right? But for this to happen, obviously the SQL command has to be terminated, right? Show warehouses, it has been terminated with semicolon, and then all the statement over here, it is also terminated with semicolon, right? So that's how it will work with respect to your result scan consumption. Okay, now let us see with the flow operator how things can work. Okay, now what I will do is obviously this show warehouses is something which anyways I have to execute. Okay, and then important parameter to note over here is $1. Okay, right? So what I will do is, and over here I'm not putting any semicolon as such, right? So what I'm doing is I am just putting show warehouses, and then the output of show warehouses will be given as an input, and that output is nothing but that output will be stored in kind of $1, and from here we get all these values only. Okay, so let's execute this command and see how it works. Okay, right? So this is your flow operator, okay, which is chaining these two SQL, and the output of show warehouses is actually many, right? I mean, if you see this, I will get a lot of kind of rows. Okay, you see all different kind of rows over here, but what I needed was just a specific set of columns. So that's how I have restricted my output. Okay, and that's why I only see name, state, type, and size. Okay, and using this I can obviously play around and get whatever I want from my SQL statement by using this flow operator. Okay, and this is exactly how this flow operator comes into play, because we do not have to rely on result scan. Obviously that is a powerful option, but this is also yet another way with respect to we getting the output of the query, right? Now let us go to the second use case, okay, wherein we will kind of chain multiple SQL statement over here. Now over here what I wanted to show is there is an orders table, and from that orders table I want to just get the records which are having order status as F. Okay, and then output of this will also be given as an input, wherein I want to do a group by and then get some output. Okay, now let us see what happens if I execute this statement. So if we understand this SQL, obviously this is a select star, and then select star will be given again. I just want to reiterate, this is $1, folks. Okay, $1. So the output of this is taken as an input with $1, and then I am just extracting order status as F. Okay, and then just the 10 records. Okay, and then this output becomes $1 for this statement. Okay, right? And then what will happen is only for these 10 records I will be doing a group by. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is the first statement will give me all the records irrespective of the order status code. The second statement will only give me the order status code F related records, and that too it will limit it to just 10 records. And third statement, it will do a group by for order status code as F, and then obviously it will try to sum it up. Okay, now let us see how it works. Okay, now when I execute the query, you see one after the another the chaining happens, and I just got order status code F related records and everything was grouped by. I have not got all other order status code related records over here. Now imagine a use case wherein I want to get all other order status code also. What I will do is over here, instead of $1, okay, $1 is just above query which is getting executed. If I put $2, what it will do is the output of this statement will be taken as an input over here. Okay, now if we execute this statement, let us see what happens, right? So I should get more O underscore order status code related records, and obviously I should do a group by. Okay, let's see whether it works or not. Okay, using this flow operator, which is actually kind of doing a chain reaction. You see, P, F and O against all these three status codes, I am now getting all the data. So that is how your $1 and $2 works, and $n rather works with this chain kind of operator within Snowflake, right? So key thing to note over here is whenever we are using the flow operator, obviously all these dollar values actually comes after the from clause, and it depends upon us how we want to use these kind of $1 or $2 values based on our use case, right? And then I just want to also tell that there is always a comparison drawn between flow operator and CTEs. Okay, now take an example. Let's say the same use case, if we want to kind of write a CTE, the CTE will look like this. Okay, right, the CTE will look like this, wherein obviously we are kind of selecting all the data from the table, and then obviously just order status code as F, and then we want to aggregate it. By look and feel of it, it looks little bit complex. Okay, although the output is still going to remain the same, obviously order status code F and the total price, but by look and feel it looks little bit complex, not easy on the eyes, but still it does its job. Okay, and that's where you can relate the difference between this flow operator and CTE. And again, this operator is not going to compete with anyone, but I just felt that I should also demonstrate little bit of comparison between this flow operator and CTE. And also another thing is, one of the most powerful kind of use case this flow operator will give is whenever we are trying to do lot of admin activity, trying to kind of understand what is the behavior of all the objects, be it show warehouses, show tables, views, right? That's where your CTs do not take all the output of this as an input. Okay, that's where we have to use these kind of operator and see how seamlessly we can manage our platform, right? So that's it, folks, for this demonstration. And yet again, this flow operator is going to at least enable a lot of the workforce with respect to at least using it and getting the value out of this platform. Because Snowflake, as a platform, I have always kept on saying this, that every time it releases a new feature, because it is trying to address certain problem areas. And I have demonstrated few of the point of views around where it fits best, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful, and if you like this video, please feel free to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much once again.